Forget waiting weeks for influencers. My AI automation can generate UGC ads on demand in minutes in any product, any character, any script, in any language or format, completely automated. Watch this.
Ever tried a hot cocoa that actually helps you sleep? Sounds mad, right? But wait till you see this. Rise's hot cocoa is packed with mushrooms that help you relax and drift off naturally.
Hey mates, if you love Pokemon, you won't want to miss this. The Pokemon Center Kagawa.
Hey there, ever feel like your brain needs a little working? Check out this hilarious book that kept me sharp and entertained. Trust me, it's a blast at my age.
But here's the wild part. If you're still paying influencers to film ads, you're getting scammed. Right now, AI-generated UGC is replacing human creators, and with Make.com, Seedream 4.0, and even Google's VEO 3, which I'll show you how to use completely free, you can pump out ads that look studio quality while you sleep. I wasted months testing expensive platforms that promised AI UGC at scale. Most were clunky, limited, or hidden behind massive paywalls. Then I cracked the system I'm about to show you, and the crazy part is you don't even need to pay for VO3 to make it work. So what exactly is AIUGC? Instead of hiring creators, you generate hyper-realistic actors, plug in scripts that sell, and pair them with custom video scenes. They look and sound so real, most people can't even tell they're AI. And with VEO 3 giving you Hollywood-level video quality for free, it's hands down the best-kept secret in marketing right now. There are already e-com stores, TikTok shops, and even luxury brands using AI influencers to launch thousands of ads. They are cutting costs by 70% while testing more variations than any human creator could ever deliver. Imagine being able to create 10 different UGC ads for your product before lunch. Ready to see it in action? The whole automation kicks off right here in Airtable. Here's the Airtable I set up. You'll be filling in just a few simple fields. Title, the name of the product you want your AI influencer to promote. Idea, script, prompt, a short description of what you want the ad to say or convey. Reference image URL, a link to the product photo, influencer image, or a composite of both. You can upload a reference photo of the product, the actor, or even both together. To host these images online, I recommend using imgbb.com. They have a free version. Just create a free account, upload your image, and copy the direct image link. Paste that link into Airtable under image URL. For creating reference images that include both the AI influencer and your product, I use Canva. Free. You can use any tool you prefer, just make sure the product and the person appear in the same photo. You can also upload only the product if you like. I recommend formatting references in a 9:16 aspect ratio since most UGC ads are vertical, but 16:9 works too. Okay, so under this example, the reference image field is optional. You don't have to upload an image in Airtable, but I like to add one. It makes it easier to quickly see which product I'm working. Now let's fill in the rest. Title. This is the name of the product your AI influencer will promote. For this example, I'll use Coco Mademoiselle Chanel. Idea. This is a short description of what you want the ad to show. You can keep it super simple. For instance, I wrote, a confident, attractive woman promoting Coco Mademoiselle Chanel. Number of scenes. Each scene is about 8 seconds. Start with just one scene if you are testing. In here, we will select 2, so about 16 seconds video. Voice accent, I'll pick Australian English for this demo. Video orientation, you can choose vertical, 9:16, or horizontal, 16:9. Since most UGC ads are vertical, I'll go with 9:16. That's it. Those are the only inputs you need. The automation will handle everything else, including generating the final video. Now to run it. If you're still testing, you can keep the automation off and run it manually. Once you're confident it's set up correctly, you can turn it on so it triggers automatically whenever you hit Run button in Airtable. Let's go ahead and click the Run button now. As soon as I do, the automation gets triggered and starts moving through all the steps in the workflow. A few minutes later, we'll have a generated UGC ad ready to review. The automation is done processing. Now let's check the results of the automation in our Airtable.
Ever wonder what scent instantly lifts your confidence and turns heads? Let me show you my little secret. Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. If you want to feel this amazing every day, grab your bottle of Coco Mademoiselle and let your scent do the talking. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Let's go back to make. This section is where the video creation happens. Notice it iterated twice. That's because VEO3 can only generate one 8-second clip per request, so the automation looped twice to produce both scenes. Here's the key detail. If you request only one scene, the router skips stitching. If you request multiple scenes, the router automatically stitches them together into one final video. Now let's look at the Airtable results. The image description field is filled in. This comes from ChatGPT's analysis of our reference image. The video prompt is also generated. The AI then produced this output image based on our reference image, showing the model and the product together. Finally, the system stitched the two clips, giving us a 16-second final video. Inside the AI Social Hub VEO3 Airtable base, you'll notice two tables. Idea to video stores the overall project details and the final video. Scenes stores the dialogue, speech text, and the video prompt for each individual 8-second clip. So the breakdown looks like this. Scene 1 equals first 8 seconds. Scene 2 equals second 8 seconds. The automation stitches them into a single polished video, which is saved under the idea to video table as the final output. This automation is part of my AI Social Hub community. If you're already a member, you'll find it inside your training portal. Just log in, scroll down, download the blueprint, and then go to make, click New Scenario, then click More, then select Import Blueprint. That's it, and the automation will be instantly available. If you're not a member yet, don't worry, I'll walk you through everything step by step so you can build it from scratch. If you don't have a Make account yet, use the link in the description below to sign up for free. Make gives you 1,000 free operations per month, which is more than enough if you're not a heavy user. Once your account is ready, click Create Scenario in Make. Add a custom Webhook module. In Airtable, create a new base. If you're a member, you can duplicate the template from your training portal. Go to Resources, then Airtable Template, and click Download here. Once the Airtable is open, click the arrow next to the base and select Duplicate Base. For the file name, add your name to the end of the base name so you'll know it's your duplicated version. If you don't have an Airtable account yet, sign up using the link in the description below. The free plan is sufficient for this automation. In your Airtable, create these fields in your table if you are working from scratch. Column Name Title, field type is single line text. Your idea, field type is long text, create scene. Field type is button. Reference image, field type is attachment. Reference image URL, field type is URL. Number of scenes, field type is single select. Voice accent, field type is single select. Video orientation, field type is single select. Image description, field type is long text. Image prompt, field type is long text. Image generated, field type is attachment. Video prompt, field type is long text. Final video, field type is attachment. Caption, social media, field type is long text. Post in social, field type is button. Go back to Make, click the webhook, then click Add. Name it something easy to remember, ideally the same as your Airtable base. In our case, it's AIUGC machine VEO3. After you click Save, a unique webhook URL will be generated. Important. If you duplicate the Airtable template from the training portal, we also need to update the webhook URL under the Created Scenes field. Copy the webhook URL. In Airtable, replace the old webhook URL up to the question mark with your new one. Make sure you leave everything after the question mark exactly as it is. Then click Save. If you get an error, double-check the script. You may have accidentally changed or missed a character. Now, if you're building this table from scratch, here's a little shortcut. Just take a screenshot and drop it into ChatGPT. It'll type it all out for you. which makes setting things up a whole lot easier. Okay, so after we've added the webhook, we need to test it. To do this, right-click the module and select Run this module only. At this point, Make is waiting for a trigger. So let's go back to Airtable. Now go ahead and click Run on the table we just set up. That's the Create Scene button field. And this will trigger the webhook. If everything's connected properly, you'll see a status that says Accepted. That means no errors. And you'll notice all green indicators inside the Make Webhook module, which is a clear sign that everything's working the way it should. But if you don't see green, don't panic. Just double check that you added the correct webhook link to the Create Scene button field in Airtable. 9 times out of 10, that's the issue. Now that our webhook has a value, we can continue working on the next module. All right, for the next module, we're going to add something called Analyze Image. Now, before we jump in, let me give you the big picture of how this automation works. There are 3 phases. Phase 1 is scene creation. It takes your idea and your uploaded reference image, generates an updated photo based on the image prompt, and then creates a scene using the video prompt. Phase 2 is video creation. This is where those prompts actually turn into a video. And phase 3 is stitching. If you have more than one scene, they'll be stitched together into a complete video, then save the data into Airtable. If it's just one scene, it simply saves into Airtable. All right, let's get into the setup. The next module we need is OpenAI. If you don't already have an account, head over to the OpenAI website and create one. And if you're part of the AI Social Hub, there's a full step-by-step tutorial inside the training portal under Foundation Setup section that shows you exactly how to connect OpenAI to Make, including how to grab your API key and organization ID. Once you've got that ready, here's what to do. In Make, click Add Module and search for OpenAI, then Analyze Image. Select it, then connect your OpenAI account using your API key and organization ID. Give your connection a name. Under Prompt, it instructs OpenAI to identify whether the image depicts a character or a product, or both if 2 separate images are present, and to describe only the appearance details. Under Image URL, point it to the field in Airtable where you uploaded your reference image. Choose the model GPT-4o Mini, set the max tokens to 2048, then click Save. Then don't forget to save your updates. Make.com doesn't save automatically. Once that's done, we're going to add another OpenAI module. This time, the Create Completion module to actually generate the image prompt. You can reuse the same connection you just set up. For the method, choose Create a Chat Completion. Then with the model, select GPT 4.1. Then, in the system prompt, add the detailed instructions for how you want the prompt to be structured. This system prompt sets rules for generating image prompts that place products or characters in natural, everyday, user-generated content style scenes, ensuring they look realistic and casual rather than polished or professional. It also enforces strict formatting rules, like using only single quotes and avoiding hyphens, while preserving product details exactly. And for the user prompt input, pass in your idea from the webhook, plus the description of the reference image that came from the Analyze Image module. What this does is combine your idea with the analyzed image data, and it generates a really detailed image prompt. Okay, the next module we need to add is HTTP Make a Request. Search for HTTP, then look for Make a Request. We'll use this to access Seedream 4.0 through K.AI. Now, if you don't already have a KAI account, you'll need to create one. KAI is basically a marketplace that offers different AI models for both video and image generation. 2 of the most popular ones are Seedream 4.0 and Nano Banana. Between the 2, I recommend Seedream 4.0 because it's cheaper per image. It can generate videos up to 4K resolution. It's faster than Nano Banana. It supports a native 9:16 aspect ratio, which is the format we typically use for UGC ads. Just so you know, I'm not affiliated with K. I just find them affordable and very developer-friendly compared to other platforms. When you set up your KAI account, you'll need to load at least $5 in credits. That gives you about 1,000 credits to work with. Now, with Seedream 4.0, that's enough for roughly 285 images, since each one only costs about 1.75 cents equals 3.5 credits. With Nano Banana, each image costs about 2 cents equals 4 credits. So the same 1,000 credits will get you around 250 images. And here's the good news. For this automation, we only need one image per ad, so the actual cost is tiny. All right, now let's set up the request in Make. In your scenario, right-click, choose Add Module, search for HTTP, and select Make a Request. For the method, choose Post. Under Headers, add Name Authorization, then under Value Bearer, add your KAI API key after it. To get this API key, log into KAI, go to your account's API section, and generate a new key. For the body type, select Raw and set the content type to application/JSON. For the request content, we just need this JSON code. Here's what's important in the body. Model, Seedream 4.0, prompt. This comes from the image prompt we generated in the previous module. Image URL. This comes from the reference image uploaded in Airtable via the Webhook. Image size, orientation. This is dynamic. It pulls from the video orientation field in Airtable, for example, 916 or 16:9. Resolution. Set this to 4K. Since the cost is the same, you might as well use the highest quality. Max images. Set this to 1. Once that's set up, click Save. Next, we'll add a sleep module. This is important because KAI takes a little time to process the image. Add a new module, type sleep, and set it to somewhere between 60 to 180 seconds. You can go up to 300 seconds if needed. All right. Now we need to add the HTTP GET method. The purpose of this step is to pull back the image that KAI generated for us in the last module. Here's how you do it. Add another HTTP make a request module. Set the method to get. For the URL, we're calling the KAI API again, but this time we'll include the task ID. That task ID comes from the post request we just set up. You'll find it under data, then task_ID. Now, if you're using this template, good news. This is already wired up for you. All you'll need to do is plug in your API key. Under the headers, add authorization equals bearer, followed by your KAI API key. And don't forget, set parse response to yes, then hit save. Here's the catch. When KAI sends back the result, it comes as an array, which means we can't just grab the image URL directly. So to handle that, add a parse JSON module. That will break it down so we can pull out the actual image link that was generated. We'll use that link later to save into Airtable. Next, we'll add another OpenAI create completion module. And this time, it's to generate the video prompt. Choose the same OpenAI connection we already set up. Select Create Chat Completion as the method. For the model, pick GPT 4.1 Mini. Now, under Messages, we'll add two things. A system prompt. This prompt tells the ChatGPT to create UGC-style video prompts in the form of valid JSON with a caption, hashtags, voice accent, and a list of scenes. Each scene must follow strict rules, like starting with a hook and ending with a call to action, while keeping dialogue casual, description cinematic, and the overall style natural and phone recorded. A user prompt. This includes the total number of scenes from the webhook, the chosen voice accent from Airtable, your original idea, and the description of the reference image that came from the OpenAI Analyze Image module. For the other settings, set image detail to auto. Make sure the response format is JSON object. Then set max tokens to 6048 temperature to 1 top P to 1 number to 1, and that's it. Click Save and save your make update, and you're ready for the next step. For the next module, we'll add Airtable. Select Airtable OAuth for the connection type. For the connection name, the best practice is to give the connection the same name as your Airtable base, so it's easy to keep track of. Click Save. If prompted, grant access to Airtable. If this is your first time, you'll need to log into Airtable. If you're already logged in, like I am here, you may not see this step. If you need help, check the tutorial inside the AI Social Hub training portal under Airtable Setup. Once connected, select your Airtable base. If you're a member using the template, connect to your duplicated base, the one with your name at the end of the file name. Refresh the connection if needed. For the record ID, make sure it points back to the previous module, the webhook. Before moving on, let me mention that here we added the Airtable Update a record module. What this does is update our Airtable base, specifically the idea to video table. When we go back to Airtable, you'll see this table inside our base. Initially, we only filled in the basic fields, the title, your idea, the uploaded reference image URL, number of scenes, the voice accent, and the video orientation. Everything else was empty. After the automation runs, those empty fields get updated. That's why we need to connect the record ID. So we're always updating the same record we triggered earlier with the Create Scene button. Each record in Airtable has its own unique ID, and this setup ensures the right row gets updated. Here's what gets updated: image description. The result comes from the OpenAI Analyze Image module. Image prompt. This is the generated result prompt from Image Prompt Agent. File URL. This is the actual image generated by Keem AI. Since KAI outputs the results as a JSON array, we need a JSON parser module to extract the link. That link is then saved as an attachment in Airtable, so you'll see the generated image inside the table. Caption. This is generated text we'll later use when posting to social media. It's saved in the caption field in Airtable. Image generated URL. This is the direct link to the image. Saving it is optional since Airtable already stores the file itself, but I like keeping the URL as a record too. Once everything is mapped correctly, just click Save. And that's it for the Airtable update step. And don't forget, Make doesn't automatically save your changes. Now we're moving into phase 2, video creation. The first module we'll add here is an iterator. Why do we need an iterator? The video prompt agent outputs a list of scenes in an array. The number of items depends on how many scenes you selected earlier in Airtable. The iterator breaks this array into individual items so we can process each scene one at a time. So if you requested 2 scenes, the iterator will run twice. If you requested 3 scenes, it will run 3 times, and so on. Each loop extracts the scene data, scene number, role, dialogue, description, and camera angle, which will later save into Airtable and then pass to the video generator to create each scene. Creating scene records in Airtable next, we add another Airtable module. But this time, instead of update a record, we'll use create a record. Connect it to the same Airtable base you used earlier. Refresh the connection to make sure your duplicated base, the one with your name at the end, is selected. This time, instead of updating the main table, we'll connect to the Scenes table, the second tab in Airtable. Let's jump into Airtable and open the Scenes table. Here are the columns we have. Part, defined as single line text. This contains your title, from the idea to video table, and the scene number. Scene speech, defined as long text. This is the dialogue that our AI influencer will say in each scene. Video prompt, defined as long text. This is the prompt we'll use to generate each scene. Output video, defined as attachment. This stores the 8-second video clip generated from each prompt we send to the VEO 3 video generator. URL, defined as URL. This is the Google Drive link where the videos are stored. Timestamp, defined as number. Duration, also number. We'll use the URL, timestamp, and duration fields later when we stitch multiple scenes into a full video. All right, let's go back to make.com so I can show you how all of this maps together. Title comes from the webhook, the original idea you entered. Next is the part column, which has the title from the webhook. Scene number. This is assigned from the iterator bundle, 1 for the first loop, 2 for the second, and so on. This is just concatenating this information and save to part column in Airtable. Scene speech, dialogue. This comes directly from the video prompt agent output. It's the actual dialogue your influencer will be saying. Video prompt. Each scene gets its own video prompt, role, dialogue, description, and camera angle. This also comes from the iterator output. Timestamp. This helps with stitching later. The timestamp is calculated based on the scene order. Scene 1 starts at 0 seconds and ends at 8 seconds. Scene 2 starts at 8 and ends at 16. Scene 3 starts at 16 and ends at 24, and so on. Each scene always has a duration of 8 seconds. Now click Save and save your make updates. All right, this next step is super important. We're going to add an HTTP GET file module. Here's why. The image URL we saved earlier can't go straight into Google Vertex AI VEO 3. It only accepts images in base 64 format, so we need to convert it. Here's the flow. First, the HTTP GET file module grabs the image generated by KAI using the Seedream 4.0 model from the previous module. That image is saved in our idea to scene table in Airtable, and it will serve as the image reference for the Google Vertex AI VEO 3 video generator when creating the scenes. Next, we add a set variable module, give it a clear name like base 64, and apply the base 64 function to convert the image into the format Google Vertex AI VEO 3 requires. That conversion transforms the image into the exact format Google Vertex AI VEO 3 needs. Without this step, the video generator won't work properly. But once it's done, your image is ready to power the video creation process. Before we proceed to the next module, let's first create a Google Cloud account. We'll need this for the upcoming step. Right now, there's a way to use VEO 3 completely free, and here's how. Head to cloud.google.com and create a new account. Click Start Free and set up your billing profile. Don't worry, Gemini is free, and Make.com gives you 1,000 free operations to start with. Next, choose your country, set up your payment profile, and add a valid Visa or MasterCard. Important, Google won't accept prepaid or virtual cards. Once you save your payment details, your account is activated, and you instantly get $300 in free credit, valid for 90 days. That's more than enough to create some insanely cool visuals with VEO 3. Once you've entered your card details and finished the setup, you'll land on this screen. All you need to do now is hit Activate Full Account. Now, let's set up Google Vertex AI Gemini with the Make an API Call module. First, we need to create a new connection, and don't worry, it's super simple. In the search bar, type Generate Videos with VEO, then select Generate Videos with VEO on Vertex AI from an image. Click Search. From here, it's just 2 steps. Step 1, on the project selector page, either choose your existing project or create a new one. Let's create a new project and name it Vertex Make, so we'll know this is the one we're using inside Make.com. Then click Create. Your new project, Vertex Make, is now ready. The next step is to enable the Vertex AI API. Click Enable the API. Then, under Confirm Project, click Next. Make sure your project name, Vertex Make, is showing at the top. Finally, under Enable API, click Enable. Now, let's go back to Make.com to connect Google Vertex AI. In the search bar, type Vertex and select Google Vertex AI Gemini. From there, choose the Make an API Call module. Click Create a connection, give it a name you'll easily recognize, something that helps you remember which Google account it's linked to. Then sign in with the same Google account you used to create the Vertex Make project. That's the one with the $300 free credit and the Vertex AI API enabled. Next, under Google Cloud Platform GCP project, select Vertex Make, the new project we just set up. If you see Failed to Load Data under Service Endpoint Location ID, don't worry. That just means we still need to enable the Cloud Tasks API in our Vertex Make project. Just grab the link shown here, paste it into your browser, make sure you're logged into the right Google account, and it'll take you straight to the Cloud Tasks API page. Then click Enable button. Once done, go back to Make. Then, under Service Endpoint Location ID, Choose the region closest to you or your users. Data moves fast, but distance still matters. Picking a nearby data center keeps your requests quicker. For the URL, go back to the Google Cloud documentation for generate videos with VEO on Vertex AI from an image. Find the section labeled HTTP method and URL. Copy everything starting after location, from publisher down to predict long running, and paste it into the make module. For the model ID, return to the documentation and replace it with VEO3 generate preview. Set the method to post. For the key, type content type, and for the value, put application/JSON. All right, now let's set up the request body for Google Vertex AI. VEO3 needs three things if you are creating video with reference image: a prompt, an image, and some parameters. For the prompt, we include the voice accent from Airtable, plus the scene details from the iterator, like the role, dialogue, description, and camera angle. For the image, we use the base 64 version we created earlier, along with its MIME type from Airtable. And for the parameters, we set the aspect ratio, usually 9:16 or 16:9, and the sample count, which we'll leave at 1 since we only need one video. Because rendering takes time, we'll add a sleep module. About 120 to 170 seconds works fine, but you can go up to 300 if needed. Next, we add another Make API call module to fetch the generated video. It's almost the same setup as before, but this time we change the endpoint under URL from predict long running to fetch predict operation. For the method, we select post. For the headers under key, we have content type, then for value, we have application/JSON. For the body, we have the operation name, then assign it to body, then name coming from the previous Vertex AI module, and that's it. Once this runs, Vertex AI will generate and return your video file. So here's the deal. Vertex AI don't give you a direct video file. Instead, they spit out a base 64 format. That's basically just raw data. It's not a URL, it's not a clickable link, and you can't just upload it to TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube or share it. That's why we need Google Drive. Think of Drive as the middleman. It takes that base 64 data, converts it into an actual file, and gives us a nice shareable link. Okay, let's set this up. Go to Add Module, Google, upload a file. Sign in with the same Google account you use for Vertex AI. Name the connection something clear so you know which Google account it's tied to. Choose a folder in My Drive. I recommend creating one just for your generated videos. Under folder ID, select from the list. New drive location, choose My Drive. For the new folder location, locate the folder you created where you want the videos to be stored. For the file, choose the map. Now, for the file name, here's a pro tip. Use something unique. I like the title underscore, then scene number. And don't forget, the data field needs to convert our base 64 value into binary data, so Google Drive can actually read it as a video or as an MP4 file. This is the purpose of this formula. Once the file is uploaded, we need a link to share it. Add another Google Drive module. Get a share link. Connect with the same Google account. Use the file ID from the upload step. Then set permissions. Roll to reader, type to anyone, so it's publicly accessible. Allow file discover to know. Keeps it private from search, but still shareable. Now you've got a public link to your generated video. Super clean, super easy. Next, let's save that link in Airtable. Add an Airtable update record module. Use the same connection that you created then. Same base for the table, we will update the scenes table we've been working with. For the record ID, we need to make sure that we assign it to the previous create record module, the one right after the iterator. For the output video column, we will map in the web content link from the Google Drive upload step. If you want, also save the Google Drive share link under video drive column, just so you've got both versions handy. For the URL, we will map the web content link from Google upload file, then click Save. Next, we'll add the array aggregator module. This module bundles everything together before we stitch the final video. For the setup, under source module, we will connect it to the iterator. Then for the target structure type, select custom. For the aggregated field, add the following: URL from the update record step in Airtable, timestamp and duration. From the Airtable, create a record module, the one right after the iterator. This combination of URL, timestamp, and duration is what we'll need to properly stitch all the individual scenes into one final video. Then again, don't forget to save your make update. There you go. That's the full automation. Now, you might be wondering about the cost. For a 24-second ad, the total comes out to less than 2 cents. Pretty affordable, right? Here's the breakdown. Each generated image and video clip has a minimal cost. Stitching everything together into a final ad still keeps the price under 2 cents total. And here's the exciting part. This automation doesn't stop here. You can extend it for automatic posting across all your social media platforms. I've included the full tutorial and make blueprint for that inside the AI Social Hub training portal under the resources section. If you're interested in this automation and the rest of the powerful automations I've developed, you can explore them all inside AI Social Hub. The link is below. Thank you, and see you next time.